Hello. It's Wednesday, the 20th of August, 2025. Welcome to the channel, The Fifth Guardian. I'm your host, Tony Hunt, where today I'll be player of games or player of a game, a very specific game. But as always, it's not my story. It's not your story. Today's story is all about competing in multiple series within Road Collection, within Real Racing 3, update 13.6. And this is part 3 of this very small mini series. Okay, we've got a few people in the chat. I'll get the game on screen. There we go. Okay. Virtual medical doctor Ayaka says, hello, next update is coming soon. Hello to you too. Welcome along. And yes, it is. The release notes for it come out UK time around about 9 p.m. tomorrow, Thursday, the 21st. So looking forward to seeing that. Hopefully it will be a little bit more. There'll be a little bit more to it than this update, but we'll see. Massey Edge Gamer says, hello, how are you? Hello back. I'm very well, thank you very much. I hope you are too. And Massey Edge Gamer says, today I played a retro racing game. Flat out. Very good, well done. White Pro 7108 says, I'm going to be absent for a long time. Oh no. Oh, well, stay well, and we hope to see you again soon if that's the case. Oh, that's sad. Lord Night Moon says, hello, hello back. Hello to all of you. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for commenting. And yeah, sorry about White Pro disappearing for a bit. As I said, I hope you're going to come back. Right, okay. Yeah. Where to start? Where to start indeed? Well, I'm going to start with something that I've tried to do quite a few times and have failed because on occasion I can be rubbish. And it's probably not a good idea to make it the first game, the first race of the day, but hey, why not? So, Taycan Collection, the Porsche Taycan Turbo GT. I've tried to complete this final race with this car. It's high enough PR, but I've just not succeeded. So we're going to try again. I'm not going to get my foot down. Slim says hello in the chat. Welcome along, Slim. Good to see you again. And Massiage Gamer says, good luck, dude, and don't crash the cars. Yeah, yeah, we all know that's going to happen. I need to get my foot down with this, though. So I moved from 4th to 2nd. Can I get first this time? Foot down. The problem with foot down, though, is this car isn't the best. Well, let's go. Come on. Did that on purpose. I used the car in front as brakes. You said don't crash the car, and I did it in 10 seconds. Being a bit aggressive. Already up into 7th. I think I need to be in 3rd by the end of this lap, which might be problematic. Then again, it might not be. Oh, come on. Let's get this done. Oh. This is where I tend to lose it with this car. So come on. Keep it together. Oh, good grief. Come on. 4th is okay. I would have preferred 3rd. Alright, so 4th after lap 1. 3 laps to go. 3 cars to overtake. but I think that's where I was last time. I didn't do it. All right, third. Come on. It's very easy to make a mistake and then you lose a whole lap. All right. I'm in the mix, kind of, sort of, maybe. Oh, no. Man, I hate this car. You see, now what happens is now I feel a bit under pressure. I start pushing and even more errors come into play. So 2 laps to go, 2 cars to overtake, but neither are particularly close. Come on. Let's do this. Did that on purpose. Into second. Don't fall behind first, though. Come on. I can do this. Ozil enters the chat, says, hello, how are you doing? Well, to be fair, I'm struggling on this with this car. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Man, I hate this car. I'm glad, do you know what? I'm glad it hasn't got an exclusive series. I'm going to finish second again, I know I am. Oh. Not over yet though, but it's not looking good. Come on. 1 lap, 1 car. We touch and go. I'm braking early because I feel I'm going to lose it if I don't. There you go. Oh man, is this going to be hard? It's another second. It's another second. Not a chance. Another second. I don't believe it. This bloody car. There we go, second again. Ozil says, actually yesterday left the stream a bit early, so couldn't listen to your discount cars on Porsche and Aston Martin. Can you tell me, is it worth having? Well, go watch the end of the stream then that you missed yesterday. Good grief. That should be obvious. It's there, it's up there. I put all that effort in, and you went to bed. I'm only joking. I'm only joking. Slim said it would have been better if you didn't damage the car almost immediately. True, true, true. Lord Night Moon says yes, fully upgrade both. With Ozil, I would suggest being careful because he hasn't got loads of money. So Ozil, what I would probably do is just if you've got enough money, and again, I can't remember what I said it was going to cost you, but I did do the math in the other stream. It's the Porsche that could be of interest because A, it's got 50% discount. Don't buy the car, but it also has an event. which is a limited series event. So the thing about limited series events is there's a minimum PL that you have to spend, which is effectively it's free across the board. But with 50% discount, that means 50% off all the upgrades you apply up to, you know, free upgrades for each of the 7 engineering components. So it means you can win the car not at half the cost of the car, but at half the cost of the upgrades that you need to apply to win the car. So it's a good chance, but you do need. Oh, right. Okay. Ozil says, right, 900 gold, 3 million M dollars. How many R dollars do you have, though? That's the key. This is a car that will cost you R dollars. If you've got a similar amount of R dollars, then you should give it a go. You should give it a go. Fingers crossed if you do. Aaron C. John enters the chat and says, hello. Hello, Aaron C. John. Says, I am in Group B. Don't know if I will stay, but I am on top of the group. Well done. Well done indeed. Slim says, yeah, I've maxed them both. Very good. Very good. I don't like this car. That's twice I've come second. Might have to think about how to do that going forward. Might have a plan for Monday. So there won't be. Sorry, might have a plan for tomorrow. There will be a stream tomorrow, but there won't be one on Friday, and then there'll be one on Monday. So again, I didn't complete the Taycan collection. The other car that was available for upgrade, and I did upgrade this. I'm assuming Ozil, you don't have this car. So if you don't have this car, don't spend any money anywhere near it. Even if it's 50% discount, please don't. Carry on working your way through the series that you're in. And if you do have enough money, opportunity of doing the Porsche 911 GT3 2021 event and winning that car by upgrading it free across the board, but each upgrade will be 50% discount. That's got to be worth doing. Slim says, I had 1,620 gold. I now have 975 gold. Do you know what? I'm doing really well this. And this is how you can tell it's been a weak release. Look how much gold I have. Almost 2,500. And I've upgraded some cars. But there just were not that many cars to win. There was only 2 cars new to the game. And that's what happens. Aaron C. John says, I have around 450 gold. Oof. Oof. That's a bit low. That's a bit low. Right, so I am going to attempt to complete this series with the Aston Martin Vela. It's 5 laps, I guess, around the road course for Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I am, because I want to use this car for other stuff, going to hire the agent, just because it was free. And more importantly, hire the engineer, because I'm going to use this car in the weekly time trial and then do some racing in the exclusive series. I might actually do it the other way around. We'll see. So again, giving me the opportunity of earning a little bit of gold today, a little bit of gold, and hopefully be better than what I was with that Taycan. Thank you to Mr. Saint for subscribing to the channel. Very much appreciated. Ozil says, R dollars 300,000 as I use it frequently in amateur series, and you don't get that many too. Okay, so if that's the case, I would say hold off on doing the limited series, because I do think you need about 1 million R dollars, to be fair. So you might struggle to earn the additional 700,000. You might not, though. There's a possibility you might earn a significant portion of that during the racing of that limited series. So yeah, I'd say it's touch and go. But if there was any car I would suggest you do, I suggest you upgrade, it would be the Porsche, because it's got a 50% upgrade and because it also has a limited series event in this release. So you can do the limited series, apply 50% upgrades, and then after winning that car, therefore it costs you no gold, you've won the car with 50% discounts on those upgrades. It's a no-brainer if you have money. It's a little bit of a tough decision if you're a bit lower money. There we go. Right, okay, so let's get this next race underway. The Aston Martin Valor, around 5 laps of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course. And let's hope I do a lot better, because again, this is another car that slides. But this course is magnificent for overtaking opportunities. And I see my gap already. I see my gap. Look at that. Oh, yes. There we go. Into the gap. On the inside. Already up to 11. I'm telling you now, I've got no problem winning this one. But you see what I mean there? Look how she slid. How do you know it's a girl, Tony? Because it's a girl. It's always a girl. All right, there we go. Into third. Just pause that there. For me, the audio's low. I hope it isn't for you guys. So let me just double check that. Yeah, there we go. Hopefully, it didn't impact you guys. There we go. Right, okay. So, third already. Quite often on this track, you can get to first before the end of lap 1. And fingers crossed, after the disappointment of the Taycan collection, we can do it with the Valor Reborn series. Get that one at least ticked off. A little bit of a skid there. Okay, you see, there you go, second at the end of lap 1. Now into first. Let's get some gold. I think it's 27 gold if I complete this series. It always feels good when you do one race and you earn a sufficient amount of gold. It makes up for all the races that you do without winning a single gold. Alright, let's build up a lead. Let's get this lead build up. Oh, hello. What am I doing? Oh. Or we could close the gap right down so second is right on my tail. That could have been the other option. Now, we talk about this corner and it being a good test if the car has got good grip. Let's find out about this car. There you go. There you go. Has that car got good grip? No. No is the answer to that question. All right. There we go. Lap 3, 200 yards ahead of second. As I said, it was looking good that this would be a win. Oh, here we go. Skid time. You know, a car like that, it's got no grip, I tell you. All right, fourth lap, 400 yards ahead of second. Now, question, will we catch back markers? The eagle-eyed among you may have noticed a little dark green dot on the board. May have even seen the car on the track, and there we go. One back marker overtaken by the end of lap 4, final lap. Let's bring this home. Let's get some gold, and because we're low on gold now. I'll tell you what, I will never diss the how precious gold is in this game, but it is a good feeling to have over 2,000 gold. It is a good feeling. There we go. The first victory of this evening, hopefully not the last. Mr. Saint enters the chat and says, gosh, this car is really snaky. Yeah, it looks beautiful. Really looks really sleek, but good grief, it's got no grip. Ozil says, how long have you been playing this game? Oh, that's to Lord. Sorry. I'm reading out other people's chat. Sorry. It's always good to see in the chat people talking to each other. It's nice to see. Thank you for that. Ozil says, my God, I don't like slippery cars at all. I didn't quite understand the rest of the message, but yeah, thank you for that. Mr. Saint says, wish you'll do the Porsche 919 Evo at Daytona, which is pretty challenging with Facebook friends. Okay. I do have the Porsche 919 Evo. I didn't have it for a long time. I think it was a couple of releases ago. There was a flashback event and I was able to win it. Good grief, is that car expensive? I believe it's the most expensive car in the game. Whew. Even if you got a discount on that car, it would still cost you, in terms of upgrades, fully upgrading it, over 1,000 to fully upgrade it. It was a silly amount of money, some of the gold upgrades. Right, okay, so that series completed. 27 gold, 27,000 R dollars. That's almost as much as poor old Uzul's got at the moment. Well, there we go. That is one series completed. My gold tally sits at 2,460. I can't believe it's that high. That's what happens when you've got nothing to spend it on. You accrue it, but it's no good being in my bank account. There's not a lot. I can't take it out to spend in the real world. It means nothing. So hopefully in the next release there'll be some stuff to do with it. Right, what next? What next? 94% season 4's gone up to. I think that was on 93% before. I very much doubt. Well, the exclusive series at 60% as well. I hadn't realised that had gone up. But Road Collection, I don't see that going above 82% before the next release. But yeah, good position to be in, I think, overall. Right, what shall we do? What shall we do? Valor Reborn. Valor Reborn, what have we got? We've got the Circuit de Catalunya Grand Prix circuit. Wow, we've got to give it a go. Oh no, that's the 911 GT3. Well, that's even better then. So it's the weekly time trial. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's give the 911 a go around the Circuit Catalunya. Now, I've just got to worry that I didn't service this car. No. So we've got one go at this. Possibly two. Straight in to an 8-player race. That's good to see. Everyone's got the same car. Why wouldn't you upgrade this car if you can afford it? So there's going to be loads of people with this car with it fully upgraded. Yep. I'm not flying through the crowd. It's going to have to be based on skill, and you know what that means. I'm going to finish last. Nevertheless, I only need to finish in the top 4. Oh man, this is close. It's a close race. I think a few of them might mess up here, you know. Ooh. See, look at that. I'm dropping down. I'm in 6th. Everyone's got a fully upgraded car. It is all about racecraft, which means I'm good. Come on. Oh, I was up into 3rd then for a second. Oh no. Oh, what a time. What a time to get that. A disaster. Do you know what? That might work to advantage if I have some durability left. So it might drop me down just a little bit and put me against a few lesser opponents. Oh, I was doing so well there. And then in the end I messed it up. 5th. So that will be negative points, unfortunately. But a lot of people messed up at that corner. That's not too bad. Minus 23. That's not a complete disaster. And you know what? We've got another attempt. So we're going straight into it. And we're straight into another race. Mr. Saint says they've got over 3,000 gold. Not bad. Not bad at all. So Ozil says, isn't Bolide the most expensive? No, Bolide is the fastest car in the game. But it's not the most expensive. Should I say it's the car with the highest top speed rather than the fastest? Oh man, look at this. I'm not doing very well this time either. Oh. Now I'm down in 7th. Now I will say this, have you noticed people are not quitting? Always good to see. Now I might be able to make up a few places if people are rushing to, like he's made a mistake there. But you never know, it might not be, I'm not going to obviously get it first, but I might still be able to get, I was going to say 5th, okay, I got 6th. So unfortunately that is more negative points. But I'll tell you what, that's good racing, that was fun. That was fun. But again, 2 mistakes by me means I overall go down a bit. Minus 58 that time. Ugh. Not to worry. We'll be back. We'll be back. I'll be back. on, well, tomorrow with that car. So current rating 652, drop down to 5 gold. Reckon I can get back up to 6, but we won't find out until tomorrow. The shame with that is the tracks were good today. They were good tracks, and I'm worried there might be rubbish tracks tomorrow. Nevertheless, that's the end of that car. I'll hold off on weekly time trials. What have we got left to do? Well, yes, we've got the opportunity of earning more gold over in the exclusive series where we've got 2 cars. We've got the Aston Martin, which I did a little bit off stream. I put the iPad in an offline mode so I could easily win the Hunter races and also the endurance races. But that's as far as I took that. We'll do that. We won't do that first. We'll do that second. We'll do the Koenigsegg Jesko first, because this looks like being a little bit of fun. So it's at 48%. If we get to 50%, that's an additional 20 gold. And I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the medium races. So like head to head, I'll leave the speed snap alone. I'll leave the autocrosses alone, but I'll do the speed records. I think that's it. I don't think we've got any eliminations. I think they're done as well. And then when I'm close to running out of durability in this car, I'll do a cup. Now, on tier 13, the Indianapolis looks like a firm favourite. So, yeah, that'll be the plan. Obviously, I probably only need to do 1 race to get it to 50%. But I'm thinking of getting it into a good position for tomorrow so I can get it to 75%, which is 40 gold tomorrow. So let's go. Let's do some racing. Grand Prix circuit at Hockenheimring with a Jesko. And for those that don't know, it's fast, but it's also very hard to control. I'd say it's got more grip than the Aston Martin, but it's just so fast. So, again, I think the brakes are good in this car, but the brakes are just not as good as the acceleration in this car. But I am leading. Look at that, I'm leading. I'm racing one of my teammates. Zaid is the best member of my team. He's been racing a long time. You see, there you go, I've made a mistake. And I've probably lost the lead. Oh, no. Yeah, so somehow I managed to stay in the lead there. And there's an example of me probably putting the brakes on as I would normally, which would be fine for most cars, except this one. And again, it's not because the brakes are rubbish in this car, it's just that it goes so fast. Nevertheless, in the lead, working my way around to the final corner and to the finish line. There we go. That should be 50. That should be 50%. Ozil says, do the Koenigsegg exclusive. It's like he read my mind. Mr. Saint says, hate this track, especially corner 4. Is corner 4 the 180 turn after the long straight? Because if it is, yes, that's definitely the worst. You almost have to brake almost at the top of that straight as well. It's crazy, and especially with a car like this as well. Oof. But nevertheless, we got that one won. So let's carry on. Hopefully we've got some, there we go. 20 gold, 80,000 R dollars. Thank you very much. I'll take that. 2,480 gold. Woohoo! Right, we'll leave Speed Snap alone. We'll leave Autocross alone, but we'll give, oh, good grief, it's Hockenheimring again. We'll give the speed record again. This time it's the short track. Ugh, there might be a bit of going off track here. I'll pre-warn you. Let's go. There you go. There you go. Oh. Well, it did go off track, but not in the way that I thought it would. Oh dear. I do actually feel that this car is a lot more controllable than the Aston Martin Valo, which is a bit weird. It's just a crazy beast with the acceleration. There we go, nice and easy. Boom. Ozil says, send some 100 to 200 million R$ into my account, please. Well, do you know what? Do you know what? I mean, Lord Nightmoon laughs at that, which is correct, because obviously that can't be done, unfortunately. But honestly, the R-dollars, the 659 million R-dollars, that's why I sort of like don't even talk about R-dollars anymore. It's pointless. They're pointless. But I understand as someone who's just sort of started how important R-dollars are. So I'm fully appreciative of the journey that you are starting on and how hard it is to earn R-dollars at the very beginning. Mr. Saint says, is that even possible? I'm afraid not. I'm afraid not. Yeah. I mean, yeah, no. No, it's not, unfortunately. Ugh. Right, 51%. We're going to leave. Do you know what? I might do the time trials today as well, actually, to be fair. But I'm going to do it when the car needs servicing. Because, again, time trials on these sorts of series, you don't get any gold for setting the fastest time. So my view is just get round the track when the car needs servicing. Ozil says, well, I am a billionaire, but in game. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not worth a great deal. Can you imagine if that was real money? Ooh, never mind. It isn't. So don't even think that. It's crazy. Right, speed record, Grand Prix circuit at Silverstone. So this will be the straight in the second part of the lap. Slightly off track. Whoops-a-daisy. Right, for me the key is coming out into the straight really fast. So slow down a bit so I can accelerate out all the way from down here. There you go. Let's do it. Now I might go off track here. Let's find out. No. Then again I might go off track still. Whoa, right on the edge there. Oh, what a car. What a car. There we go. Another first. Ozil said, oh, hang on, let's go back up. There's quite a few chats. Blimey. Let's have a look. Mr. Saint says the Valor is like a tank on sticks. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, undrivable basically. Yeah. I mean, I have noticed when you have got, obviously, I've got traction control off. The reaction of some of these cars when they lose grip is just crazy, and that's one of the cars. Ozil says, then Ozil says, well, I am a billionaire, but in the game only. Okay. And Keith Reddy says, what's up, Guardian? Welcome back. Good to see you again. I believe it's been a while, unless I'm very much mistaken. Mr. Saint says, I know, right? The day they find a way to change it, I'll be buying a boat. I'll be retiring. Do you know what? I'll still do these streams because it's fun. But yeah, I'll be retiring. I won't need to worry about making money because I'll be making it. I'll be streaming and making a fortune if that money was real. Never mind. Where are we? Where are we up to? Right. Ozil says, then we would be driving Jeskos in real life and not just in the game. Indeed. Indeed. Anki Freddy says, Guardian, why don't you use first person? Isn't it better if you go first person? Because I drive race cars in real life, yes. One, you get used to first person, it is so much better. Well, as a driver of cars in a racer of cars in real life, one of the things that I say, Ankeith, so I'm intrigued if you agree with this, is when you drive in real life, so I'm just talking about driving, not necessarily racing, is you can look around and so you've got peripheral vision of everything that's going on around you. And obviously you can see also behind you in terms of the mirrors and the wing mirrors. Yeah. I find with this first person view, so in the cockpit, it's quite restrictive. So quite often you can't see the mirrors. First off, so you can't see what's going on around you. You can't really do the looking around while you're driving, so you've got good peripheral vision while in the cockpit view of the game. So I don't use it. That's why I use the view where you're hanging back from behind the car, because I feel in terms of driving in real life, it's more comparable. But that's just me. Interested in your opinion on that, because I do feel the cockpit view in a game is so much more restrictive than obviously the cockpit view in real life. But let me know your thoughts on that. All right, let's go. Let's go for. Well, we've done tier 8 there, so let's go to tier 9. Oh, we've got a head-to-head. It's only the East Circuit at Suzuka, so it's a nice short race. Let's give this a go. Right. Oh, hang on, they're a bit good. Oh, hello, this might be a bit tough. No, we've got him. We've got him. There we go. Oh, I thought we were going to struggle there for a second. There we go. Another first. We're racking them up this evening. And Keith responds and says, I understand, but only in game, not in real life. Fair enough. In the beginning of my racing stages, I had problems seeing around me with the roll cage and stuff. Agreed, but I still use first person. Okay. Well, again, what I've always said is I think that's why they have all those multiple views. People have a different preference, and that's perfectly fine. I've got no problem with people saying, well, I do it this way, and that's my preference. No problem at all. Fully understand that. Ozil says, why don't you watch videos and service it and complete it in one stream? Because I don't think, in terms of streaming, it's particularly entertaining if all of that I'm doing is watching a video. I think that's a bit rubbish. So I always avoid doing that. I always avoid playing videos, if I can, while on a stream. So that's why I never, take the servicing down on the car. I also think there's an element of risk as well associated with doing a stream that way, because it means you've always got to try and hit a target within a limited range. That range being one durability. So I think it adds to the excitement, but that's why I do it. Uh, uh, and Keith says, Guardian, create a group you can host race and make it more fun, right? Want to try doing that because it will be more engaging. Okay, I'll take that under advisement. I'll have a look at that, see what I can do. That does sound like fun. We might take that to the next stage, so to speak. I'll have to have a think about that and how to do it. Mr. Saint says, when you're doing a cup race, you could try and give them a 20-second head start to make the challenge more interesting. Well, I could. I could, but it's me, and you'll get used to me. I don't win all the time. Ozil says, also, if completing service was done by our dollars, then would you do it? I would do it, yes, because I've got so much R dollars. But there's no way I'm spending gold on servicing the car. Now, what you will have seen, uh, if you've watched me in the past, is when, for example, there is. So, motorsports is an interesting one. So, the thing on motorsports is it has a cap. Can we see that? We can't see that there. Can we see that there? Yeah. So it has a cap. So there's a daily cap of earnings in terms of M dollars, which is 250,000, and B, there's an overall cap in terms of earnings of 5 million. So immediately what that does is it makes M dollars so much more precious than R dollars. So the reason why I'm telling this story is quite often if I'm doing an event on motorsports or a limited series on motorsports. Let's take the event. Typically, you get given 3 hours worth of free servicing, and it might be 5 stages. But I typically find after 4.5 stages, I've hit my M dollar cap. So I put the game down then, and then I'll carry on with that event the next day once the M dollars has been reset. But what that means is my 3 hours of free servicing has run out. But on motorsports, you can service the car with M dollars, and that's what I do on motorsports. So, in answer to Ozil's question, would I do the same on um, road collection cars if that was available? The answer would be yes. The problem is, I think if they did do that, it would come at a sacrifice, which is there would be a cap on R dollars. So I would rather there not be a cap on R dollars, so you can earn as much as R dollars as you like in a day, and not have some silly cap like 250,000 dollars that you have on M dollars, because it is quite restrictive. But yeah. Mr. Saint says, yeah, I agree with Ankeith about the group thing. Well, yeah, we'll keep that in mind. Ankeith says, wait, how do you get share with friends to get 5 gold? I don't get it, lol. I think it's to do with Facebook, unfortunately. Again, this game is well out of date in terms of social media. You can only, I believe, invite friends from Facebook and therefore share it to friends in Facebook. It's a bit rubbish. All right, let's have a look. Let's move on. So we've done up to tier 9 there, 55%. We'll move on to, oh, tier 11's all done. We'll move on to tier 12. We've got one of my least favorite tracks, the Daytona International Speedway. and one of my least variants of that track, the motorcycle course. So let's do the speed record. Now, if you're struggling on this, you can sort of like start from behind. And do you know what I might do just to make absolute certain? So on a speed record, if the track that you're on, the fastest part of the track is after the start finish line, the way to achieve is to start from way behind the start line. So that's what I do. I don't always do it if I think I can win it easily, but I think this is going to be quite tough. So I'm going to go all the way down here. Now, we'll know if my decision was right if I hit the finish line or the start line and I'm already in first place. Let's find out. It doesn't bother me too much, but it's a case of just making absolute, oh no, absolutely certain I've lost it. Oh dear. Oh. Look at that, you see, that was after crossing the finish line. So I had to do it. And obviously what I did is I used the barriers as brakes, because, you know, you're allowed to do that on a speed record. There we go, first by Krupp, some might say. Oh, we'll put the corner out. Now look at that, I've smashed one of the brake lights. Now, if I go inside, what's the betting? The windscreen's all smashed up. Oh, well that's a surprise. But you see, look at that example. It's very restrictive. I can't see outside the doors. I can't see the wing mirrors. I just feel that's quite restrictive. I mean, it's got wing mirrors and I can't see them. There we go. Oval says, I mean, if you don't put a cap on M dollars, then I would almost max every car up as much as possible. I would be buying cars all day from M dollars. Yeah. But there comes a point, you probably would. Yeah. I can't argue that point, to be fair. Not that I intend necessarily to argue. I mean, again, like if I come out of here, if I just go to the front screen, there are 50 motorsports cars that I don't own, and quite a number of those will only be M dollars. The reason why I haven't bought them is because I don't need them. That's the other thing I find with motorsports. In terms of cars that cost M dollars, you don't always need all the cars to complete the series. That's typically not the case in road collection. Hence why I've got 324 out of the 326 cars available. And in fairness, the two cars that I haven't got, I would definitely get both of those. I wouldn't buy them. I would have, because I think I can buy both of those now, but I avoid buying cars. They're both for, you would have to buy them for gold, but I'm just waiting for a flashback event or a limited series in the next release or a future release with these cars in, and I'll be winning them. Right, so back to the Koenigsegg Jesko. Tier 13 we'll leave alone. Right, we've got a head-to-head at the sprint circuit at Nürburgring. Now, what's my durability looking like? Oh, it's a bit low. Oh, it's a good job I did that. Right, I'll tell you what, we're not going to do the head-to-head because we're about to run out. Instead, we're going to go back to Tier 13 and we're going to do the road course at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It's a 7-lap cup race. Um, I'm not going to do the wait 20 seconds because you never know how these things work out. Oops. So Chahun Harshpal says, any tips for beginners? Well, first off, welcome along. Thanks for watching. Thanks for asking the question in the chat. Ozil responds and says, keep driving. Well, that kind of is a good tip. It is a case of definitely play it regularly. Make sure you go into the game daily because you get a daily reward. So the importance of daily rewards is earning R dollars, M dollars, and as important, gold. If you're a beginner at the beginning, m- the focus is typically on either motorsports that own on cars that only cost M dollars and their upgrades only cost M dollars, or road collection cars that cost R dollars and their upgrades only cost R dollars. So your focus at the beginning of a game is slightly different, say, for example, to people that have been playing it a long time. So the key there is yes, go into the game daily at the very least, get your daily reward. If you can, race each day. At the moment, I probably spend between an hour. Well, I probably don't spend an hour to 2 hours a day because I don't tend to race at the weekends. But I do spend between 1 and 2 hours through these streams. The streams are pretty much when I'm doing my racing. And you just try and maximize the amount of R dollars and um, M dollars you can earn. Now, in terms of road collection, I do have some additional information, which I'll show you after this race. So I'll hold that thought and I'll come back to giving you a bit more information there. So Ankeith Reddy says, save up gold, money for a new event. So in terms of gold, what I would do is point you at a video I produced a while ago now on my channel. And if you do a search in my channel for either gold harvesting or harvesting gold, I go through all the different ways you can earn gold. So there are different ways to earn gold on a daily basis and on a weekly basis, and then in terms of sort of like a career basis, shall we say. And I go through all of them. And it's a good watch, and it'll give you a good understanding of why gold is precious and how you go about earning it and maximizing its use. Ozil says tomorrow is the new season review, right? No, that'll be Monday. So the release notes come out tomorrow, but it won't be until after my stream has ended. So it'll be Monday when I'll do a review of those release notes. So the release notes come out UK time 9 p.m. So to give you an example, it's only 7 p.m. here at the moment. So if today was Thursday, it would still be 2 hours away until those release notes were released. And Keith Freddy says, so you can get cars for free and earn some amount of money from and unlock new events. You you can't get cars for free, but what you can do through events is compete in an event. You'll have the opportunity of upgrading a car, and then the opportunity of winning that car. And that means once you've won it, you don't obviously have to pay what it would have cost to win. How I typically look at um, an event is I'll look at the cost of the car and say, for example, if a car was to cost 800 gold, which is a lot of money, then typically what you find is you're going to have to spend at least 400 gold, approximately. So typically, it's half whatever the cost of the car is in terms of gold, it's half that amount in terms of upgrades in terms of gold. But then on top of that, you've got R dollars. You'll have to have enough R dollars to upgrade the car as well. But it is still worthwhile winning cars through events than it is spending money purchasing cars. That is specific to cars that cost gold. So, and Keith says there is a new game that got launched on August the 15th called Gran Velucia. I've not heard of it. And says you've got to give that a go. Well, I'll add it to the list. It says it's to be an ultra hyper realistic game. Very good. Chahoon says thank you. Yeah, more to come on that. To be fair, just let me. I'll do the race first because I want to show you where it is in the game. Because you can start benefiting from that today. Right, let's get racing. Let's do some racing. Let's get this done. So, 22 cars, 7 laps. So I'm going to go on the inside of the first corner here. Ugh. Not done very well at the start, and already I've hit the car. But it's not a problem. Fortunately, this is a track that you do have lots of overtaking opportunities. Just as well. I do prefer to stay out of trouble, but sometimes it's a little bit hard. Right, so I'm up to 10. I'm going to let this guy go in front of me so I can get to the inside, and then I'll be able to overtake him. Inside again in the next corner. Has put me on the outside though, which is bad news. There we go, into 6th place at the end of lap 1. Now this car also won't be able to go around this corner. Full power, it'll skid. There you go. Okay, so 1 lap down, 6th place, 6 laps to go, 5 cars to overtake. I didn't brake in time. The problem with this car, you've got to learn new braking zones because it is so fast. So I'm relatively comfortable being in 4th place in lap 2. I can see 1st, 2nd and 3rd in front of me. I can pick them off 1 car a lap. Unless I get the opportunity earlier. I'm not going to force it though. Okay, 3rd. Nice. So 3rd at the end of lap 2. Just go a little bit slow through there. So I'm going to have to brake really early. I mean, look how fast, 250 miles an hour. I had to brake before that last set of flags just to get round the corner there. That's not normally the braking zone for most cars in this game. Alright, into 2nd. There we go. 250 miles per hour down that straight. That's crazy, that is. What a car. What a car. Okay. Now, what I haven't done is closed the gap to 1st. Said, having now just closed the gap to 1st. So lap 4, still not in 1st. So do you see what I mean? Sometimes, sometimes it can be quite interesting. It does depend on the type of track and the car. we go, right on his tail. Oh, I got the wrong set of flags there. Whoops. Tell you what, that wasn't clean. Let's do that again. Let's do that again properly. Give the position back as if it's Formula One. Let's hope I don't regret doing that. Toe of him again. There we go. That's better. Just about kept on track. In first. Penultimate lap. Last race today for this car. Whoa. And then we'll go through a little tip that on a daily basis in terms of racing you can earn a little bit more R dollars or gold, and it's specific to road collection. And in fairness, this feature is relatively new in the game. I don't think it's been in the game that long, less than a year maybe, so it's a good addition. Okay, so we are first on the final lap by just under, sometimes, just over, sometimes 200 yards. But that's enough. Final bit of the lap. Let's bring this home. ...250 miles per hour as we cross the finish line. That's just crazy. So, wow, the chat's going fast. So let me just see if I can catch up on what's been asked. So Anki Freddy says, do you know what's the longest race in the motorsport section? Okay, so couple of things there. Longest race, I'm going to say longest race, not necessarily in terms of lap, but in terms of time. So just before, so I'll get onto that. Just before I do, let me just go through the way in which you can sort of like earn a little bit more. So I'll come out of the exclusive series and I'll just go into, say, if you're just starting, go into amateur. So let's just say that we're in here and we've got a cup. Now, unfortunately, it's only one lap. So early on, what I would suggest you do to earn the most amount of R dollars or the most amount of fame. So what fame does is it'll help you go up at what's known as a fame level. And every time you go up a fame level, you earn gold. Get to high enough fame level, which I think is around 150. It means that your daily reward in terms of R dollars and gold are doubled. So it's important to do. But down the right hand side there, you'll see crew. Now none of them are flashing, which means none of them are available to hire. But what you can do, and you can do this 5 times a day. First off, rule number one: never spend gold hiring any of the crew. Gold is very precious. Please don't spend gold. But what you do have now is you see next to the hire one gold. Don't press that, please. You've got a blue button that says hire and a play. And what it will do is it will play a video. So you have to watch an ad. But by watching that ad, it means you'll be able to hire that particular crew member. So if your focus is earning as much R dollars as possible, hire the manager and race in the longest cups or the longest endurance that you can. That will then earn double the R dollars that you would normally in that race. Likewise for agent, you earn double fame. Now, double fame doesn't instantly earn you any gold, but as you step closer to going up a fame level, obviously double fame means you get closer to that fame level upgrade and therefore gold. So you can hire 5 crew members each day. So you've got 5 videos you can play a day to then hire either the manager, the agent. Now, the auto engineer can be useful to hire, but if we're talking specifically about earning as much R dollars or as gold as possible, then it's manager for R dollars and the agent for fame. And obviously, when you go up a fame level, you earn gold. Now, let me just go to Ankeef's question now to do in motorsports. Now, I could be proven wrong on this, but in terms of what I do, so in Formula One, in 2024 season, I do have one car fully upgraded in the Invitational Series. Oh, no, I don't. Oh, sorry, 2023 rather. 2023, I do have one car fully upgraded. It's the Ferrari. And in the Invitational Series, on tier 20, you'll see there's a cup, Grand Prix Circuit of the Americas, and it's 20 laps. So if we were to race this in one race, if I got first, I would earn, I think it's something around 215,000 M dollars approximately. So you've almost in one race earned the full amount of M dollars that you can earn on a daily basis. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the maximum is just in the series. I think it's a lot less. I think it's, oh, there we go. They are 10 laps. So it's a big difference. But it does mean that you have to upgrade one car to 100%. Now, the other one that I would probably point to, now it doesn't earn you M dollars because it was a motorsports that already existed in the game. In fact, where are we? Right. Prototype 2015 season. So I'm sure somewhere in here, might have got this wrong. Let's have a look. There's a Le Mans race. Yeah. Not quite 10 laps, that one. That's 8 laps. There is a 10 lap Le Mans. Again, it pays R dollars, but it is with a motorsports. But obviously, weirdly enough, it's in road collection under legend, scrolling across to endurance legends. And there we go. Tier 5. You've got Le Mans Cup, and they're all 10 laps. So specifically in terms of motorsports and earning M dollars, it's the Formula One. If you're just talking motorsports in general, bear in mind some of the motorsports cars do earn R dollars. It's the LMPs and Le Mans. Okay, what else have we got going on? Let's have a look. Blimey, there's lots of chatting going on today. Uh, so look, make sure I don't miss anyone. There we go. I think, to be fair, mostly you're talking amongst yourselves, which is great. That's great to see. So hopefully I've answered all those questions. Lots of chatting going on. Right, so taking the Koenigsegg to 59%. That's exclusive series will be back tomorrow. I think I'm going to do, for the most part, the quick races to get to 75% and earn 40 gold. Right, now onto the Aston Martin. We've done one race with this already, but we had an engineer. So we've effectively got a bit of an opportunity to do quite a bit of racing and take this to 25% and then hopefully have a bit of durability left and finish off with some weekly time trial races. Ozil says, my last message is a query. And your last message was, can we get cars for free in motorsport, but not in F1 section, other sections like NASCAR and all? I don't think you can get. I don't think you can get any car for free. Um, so my answer to that is I don't think so. Uh, no is the answer. I don't think so. I don't even know what those cars cost. I'm sure the NASCARs cost gold. I could be wrong on that. I mean, I've got them all. But you see again, the problem sometimes with a lot of the cars that exist in this game is the time in which they're added. There's always the opportunity of winning a car through an event. Again, because I've been playing it for over 10 years, that's why the opportunity exists. I would say, in general, no car is ever given free. There are exceptions. So, for example, when the Real Racing 3 had the 12th birthday, there was the opportunity to get for free, if I can find it, remember which car it was. No, it wasn't that car. Which car was it? There's one of these somewhere. There we go. So when they celebrated their 12th birthday, they gave everyone a free car, and that car was the Mitsubishi Motors Lancer Evolution X. So on occasion, Real Racing 3 do give you a free car, but it's never a hypercar. It's never a hypercar. All right. Mr. Saint says, actually, you can. Example is the McLaren MP4/4 or the F1 safety car, etc. Uh, yes, yes. The only thing I would go kind of is, for example, the F1 safety car requires you to win 5 F1 cars. And to win those 5 F1 cars, you do have to spend $M to upgrade the cars to be at a particular level to complete the event. So I get what you're saying, but that's kind of what I mean. A car is never free. There's always something you have to do to get that car as a reward. And the reward normally comes because you complete an event, upgrade the car sufficiently so you can complete that event, if that makes sense. Uh, So Ozil says free, like don't have to buy it from gold like some cars in Road Collection. Can get it like the 2019 F1, but not in F1 section or any other series. So I think what Ozil is saying is he's not saying are there any cars that are free. I think he's saying are there any cars that you can get without spending gold. And Keith Reddy says you missed my question. Okay, I'm sorry about that. What was the question? Was NASCAR a limited event in motorsports session because new players don't have it? Oh, right, okay. I do believe it's country specific. So I do believe there's some sort of licensing issue. So in certain countries, you don't get NASCAR, and in certain countries, you do. But it does look to me, because of those issues, they'll probably not ever do NASCAR again, which, from my perspective, I'm quite happy about because I actually put the game down when they added one of the NASCAR series because they changed. They didn't just add a new NASCAR series. They changed the way in which the robots worked or the computer opponents worked, and it became harder to complete events. And Mr. Saint says, "Yes, you are right. Thank you very much. Very kind of you." Um, and Keith says, "I live in the US." Oh, in which case I don't know then. I am surprised by that. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It must be. I'm surprised the US doesn't have it. If there was one country that would have NASCAR in real racing free, I would have thought it would be the US. So maybe not. Maybe it was a licensing thing, and if you'd done it while the licensing was in play, you've kept the those that series. It, the honest answer is I don't know. I can't really answer that question then. But I do remember um, early on when I was doing streams, people were saying, "Oh, you've got NASCAR. We don't have NASCAR." And the people were in very specific countries, so I'd taken from that. It depended on which country you were in, but yeah, maybe they've just ditched it completely. Um, but every now and then they do move all the series around, and some series do disappear, which is always very disappointing. Okay, so Ozil is definitely asking, are there cars that don't cost? So in terms of motorsports, I'm not sure about NASCAR, and obviously you might not have it. But what I will say is the World Rally Championship, those cars cost M dollars. So you can get those cars, but eventually you will need to spend some gold because to complete the series, you do have to upgrade the car to a particular level, and certain levels of upgrades cost gold. Um, GT4, the cars in GT4 typically are M dollars, at least to buy. Another example, in fact, a lot of people have a strategy where they don't do the event. So if a car is only costing M dollars, they don't do the event to win the car. Instead, they just purchase the car. Um, so yes, there are quite a few. World Rally Championship, GT4, I think Track Masters as well. Yeah. Let's keep on going. GT3, avoid IMSA. They're expensive and they're expensive from a gold perspective. I think there are some cars in endurance racing. Let's have a look. I think it's the earlier seasons. What else we got? And finally, what have we got? We've got endurance prototypes. Yeah, I'm not sure about any of those. But again, in terms, there's a few there. There's a few there. Right, I think I need to get on and do some racing. So, Aswin KT says, welcome along, first of all, says, how many years are you playing, bro? On and off for 12 years. and says, "Oh my God, crazy guy." Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Right, where was I? I've completely lost my thread now. Exclusive series. At the Aston Martin, I'm going to do quick races to get us to 25%. Let's go. Autocross first. So this car, as one of the guys in the chat said, it's a tank on, well, it's a tank on ice skates. Oh dear, this car, I tell you. Let's see how we get on. Oh, it's close. 27 seconds though. Just went into 28 seconds, but I do think that's enough to get first. There we go. 28.081. First it is. A little bit clear of everybody else. So all I'm going to do today is take this to 25%. And then we'll finish off with the weekly time trial, I think, with this car. 17%. I'm going to do the quick races. So we'll do the speed snap on tier 4. It's at the Grand Prix circuit of the Americas. So I do need to correct Ozil. He's not quite right. His first comment is, okay, then World Rally Championship and another one. Okay, so I will get it, at least own it, since it's only $M. Thank you. You're welcome. And then Ozil says, and Key 5+ on this account. His other account 12+ years, but he left this game for some years. That's not quite correct. So basically, it's the same account. It's the same account. So basically, when I put the game down, I was 100%. So what I mean by that is I'd completed all the series and had all the cars, which is why my team are called 100%. And I put it down probably for a couple of years, in fairness. But then when I picked it up, it was the same account. And I've been working slowly for a number of years trying to get back up to 100% completion. My focus is on road collection, but obviously I do play motorsports. And indeed, the last 2 releases in this game have been focused on motorsports. You were pretty close with that, Ozil. Pretty close indeed. Yeah, so again, it's not my second account, it's my original account. It was at 100%, and then obviously when I picked it up, the completion, because I'd left it for a couple of years, it was all the way down at 60 odd percent. But it is the same account. But I have changed the name because obviously it wasn't called the Fifth Guardian. But that's easy enough to do in Apple on your Apple gaming app. Blimey, that was a long explanation, wasn't it? Just to say, yes, I've been playing for 12 years, but I put it down for a couple. There we go, slide. Oh, messed that up. Messed that up at the end. This is what I mean about this car. Ugh. Right, I'll have to do that again. Can't stay in 8th place, got to do first. Let's try that again. 142 miles per hour is what I've got to get. Let's give it a go. Thank you to Anki Freddy for subscribing to the channel. Very much appreciated. I thought I'd seen your name before, but maybe I hadn't. My mistake. There we go, 156 miles per hour. So, Ozil asks, oh no, Ankeith asks, oh no, there's so much. I can't keep up. So Mr. Saints possibly has an answer to the NASCAR issue. He says the reason why new players don't have the NASCAR is because of a licensing issue. Thought it might be after its release, but you'll still have it if you earned or bought it during its season. There we go. There's the answer. Thought it might have been. I didn't know if the licensing was a bigger issue as well in certain countries, but there we go. There's the answer. Ozil says, "Oh, I thought you completed the game, then made another one after some years. Silly me." No, it's all right. It's perfectly fine. And Keith says, Guardian, do you think the ongoing event BMW M3 GTR is worth it? Well, it's a cheaper car. It's a mid-range PR, so it's not a massive amount of money. But I tell you what, it's a beautiful car to drive. It's well balanced. You'll have a great deal of fun driving that car. If you look at my stream, you'll hear me saying this is a great car to drive. It's just so much fun. So from that perspective, it's worthwhile doing. But also, it's not a massive amount of money. I believe it was only 266 gold to upgrade the car. I think if you were to buy it, it would be 520. So you're already up there. And I spent, I think it was under 1.2 million R dollars. So if you are a bit low, it's definitely worthwhile doing. And obviously, you open up a series that it's in as well, and you won't be able to take it to 100% because you then have to apply even more upgrades. And I would advise waiting until the car has discounts on that for that, i.e. the upgrades have got a discount on it. So Ozil then says, so how are you going to decide to keep your name Fifth Guardian? What does it mean? And who are the other four? And Keith laughs out loud. Well, let me play while I answer that because it's slightly cryptic. So the reason why I chose that name is it's just it's slightly mysterious. Are there four other Guardians? The idea is people make up their own story, which I kind of like. I like the idea of stories. So the name the Fifth Guardian is a little bit cryptic. But the other thing as well is it means the channel doesn't have to be dedicated to one thing or another. You know, the Fifth Guardian, it's not clear what it covers. So that was purposely done so I could cover lots of different things. I mean, generally speaking, I guess this is an entertainment channel. So typically what you'll find on this channel is I was supposed to do loads of games, but I've ended up just having the time to do Real Racing 3, so I've just focusing on that. I also film roller coasters. The other area I was going to do was film reviews, which I've just not had that time to. I've watched films, obviously, carry on watching films, but time to do reviews, just don't have the time. But I just thought it made sense to have a slightly cryptic name, a mysterious name. So the channel, a lot of people go, like some of the guys that do videos in Real Racing 3, they call themselves Real Racing 3 Racer or something like that. They're kind of limiting what that channel can do. So I didn't want to do that. So that's why it's the Fifth Guardian. It's a little bit mysterious, and it means we can do all sorts of videos on this channel without it looking silly. Might impact the algorithm, but we're not too bothered about that. It's just a bit of fun. And to be fair, the algorithm has been very kind to us. This channel has grown and continues to grow. So quite happy at the moment. Oh, just about did it. Wow. Okay. So Ankev ready says, but it does not have events in motorsports or road collection, or does it? Yes, it does. So specifically for in fact, let's go in and have a look. Sorry about this, guys, but you know, people are asking questions. We need to answer them. So we'll break off doing a bit of racing, but it's all good information. So the question is to do with the BMW. So yesterday and Monday, I completed the limited series for the BMW GTR, sorry, the BMW M3 GTR Street, which was a great car to race. The question is, what series is this car in? Let's find out. Somewhere down here. Where are you? Have I gone past him? There he is. The BMW M3 GTR Street in my garage. As you can see there, I do actually have it at 100%. That's because I won it before. So the limited series was just a series where I could earn additional gold. Fantastic. Like those sort of series. In terms of what series this car is in, it's in two, but bear in mind the second series there is an exclusive series, which means you can only open that series if you fully upgrade the car. Now, I see another question as well to do with when do discounts come on the cars. We'll answer that in a minute. So it first came into being on season 2, and it was called M Dash. So there we are. It's in one series, and it's the top car in that series. So if you were to win that car, you'll open that particular series. Now, so if you haven't got the other two cars, simply winning that car will open up that series for you to race in. Okay, now the next question was to do with what determines what cars are on discount. Well, to be fair, Real Racing 3 are completely and utterly in control of that. But what they tend to do is they marry it up mostly, not always, but in the weekly time trial, it's typically the top car in the weekly time trial will be given a discount. It's not always 50%, it could be as low as 35%, but it's typically one car in the weekly time trial, normally the top car. And also, if we go to the online multiplayer tournament, it's also typically the top car in that area. Now, there are exceptions. For example, it seems at the moment no Ferrari is getting any discount. So if the top car is a Ferrari, it's probably going to be the second car that gets that discount. But that's how Real Racing 3 determine on a weekly basis which cars get a discount. It's typically two. It's one car in the online multiplayer tournament, normally the top car, and one car in the weekly time trial, and normally it's the top car. Right, there we go. Let's get back to racing. Ozil says, so you don't want to put a tag on channel as gaming. Correct. But somewhat versatile overall, doing different types of content. Correct indeed. I think what I've gone for is entertainment. So it is tagged as entertainment, I think. But what I see again, I do find, and it does work really well, both on. So I published to both YouTube and Rumble, and it does tend to work better on YouTube, but it works just as well as Rumble. I find so long as you put the relevant information in the title, which is why my titles are quite long, people tend to find you. So quite often when people are going, "Oh, I'm struggling on this event," they'll search for the event, and quite often they'll come across my channel as a result. So yeah, I focus mainly on the channel being sort of neutral, um, having different series. So this is player of game series. I've got a rider of roller coaster series, and my plan longer term was to also have a watcher of movies series as well. But in terms of the individual videos, they will have a full title involving the car or type of racing that's going on in the stream. God, blimey, I tell you what, eh? Whew. Right, so we're at 22%. Tier 9, Speed Snap. We've got the road course at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. If I get this, I'm up to 24% and only one more race to do. What I might do, how are we doing? Oh, do you know what? We're getting on with time. So yeah, we'll stick to the original plan. There we go, just about did that. 148 miles per hour, that puts me top. There we go, first. So Ankeev says, Mr. Saint says, accept a Ferrari in terms of discounts. Yes, correct. At this moment in time, Ferraris have been discounted in the past. They may get discounted in the future. Don't know what Ferrari's beef is with a game having discounts on their cars. Anki Freddy says, so it's just luck basis. If the car is there on the top tier list, there would be a discount. More than likely, not 100%, but I would probably say 90% it will be. So again, when the release notes come out on a Thursday, when I do a review on the Monday, I also, because it also lists what the weekly time trials will have in them. And also what the weekly online multiplayer tournaments, what cars will be in it. And it's a good little guessing game about which cars will therefore have a discount and which cars I'd be interested, if I already own them, of taking to 100%, especially if those cars have an exclusive series. Speed Snap first, that's at tier 9. So we'll move on to tier 11 and let's see if we can get the autocross into first place and get across that 25% mark and therefore earn some additional rewards. All right, there we go. I did hit the barrier there, but you know, Eric's around to do my bodywork repair, so there won't be a problem there. But we did get first, so that's good news. All right. Tell you what, we are fastly approaching 500 subscribers to this channel. That's not bad. We're currently sitting at 473 subscribers on the YouTube side. So thank you to everybody that's subscribed. It's very much appreciated. On Rumble, we went over 100 a few weeks ago. We're currently sitting at 102. So again, on the Rumble side, thank you all very much for following the channel. There we go, 25% complete. 10 gold earned. 2,490 gold. I don't think I've ever had as much gold going into a new release. This is brilliant. Right, okay. We're going to come out then of the exclusive series. So both of those exclusive series will be back tomorrow, as well as the bane of my life at this moment in time, the Taycan collection. Okay, so we're going to finish off with a little bit of racing at the weekly time trial. Now, I've got into Group C. Let's just go in. Here we go. Got into Group C. I'm well within Group C, so I'm going to get 50 gold. My big target is to try and get into Group B. Not necessarily this week, but at some point. That's really what my next target is in terms of racecraft improvement. Might be a bit hard because I'm an older man and my reactions aren't quite as good as some of you younger fellows out there, but we'll give it a go. Where do I sit? Well, in my team, I'm second. and by quite a bit. Look at Ron5225. He's quite a bit faster. Blimey. If I could do that. Right, let's see how we get on then. So that's the Aston Martin unlimited drives. So we're going to do weekly time trials until we're all done. Let's see how we get on. I always find it just a little bit hard to get into the groove with time trial. There's an example. So I always find I have to build up. And as per usual, it's all to do with the fact that practice makes better. Just as well, because I'm behind my shadow. At least I've got a shadow today. The other day I didn't get one, and then I did get one, and I thought, oh, I'm beating my shadow, but I wasn't. I was only beating my best time of the day, not my best time overall. That's how easy you can lose it in this car. And I went off track. There we go. So I'm quite a bit slower that time, unfortunately. But we've got a few more goes. Ozil says, let me sub from other IDs too. Well, that's very kind of you. Wait, what? How do you get 50? 50 gold is all to do with, in fairness, I only get 50 gold because I've got the top car fully upgraded. So I haven't got 50 gold at the moment, but I'm in Group C, and the weekly time trial gives out rewards at the end of the, well, it starts on Tuesday, so at the end of Monday, it does a calculation in the background, and typically on a Wednesday morning, you get your reward. So if I finish in Group C, which is likely, as you can see there, it's bang in the middle, I'll get 50 gold. Yash Shati says, Ozil here. Yash Seti says, Ozil here too. Right, okay. Yes, I am. Very good. Very good. Right, okay. So, let's try again. Let's see if we can set a faster time this time. Come on. Keep on going. So we are up. We're not up much though. But you know, improvement's improvement. That's how I look at it. I'm getting too carried away there. Made an error. I tend to, once I've made a big error, quit the time trial and just start over. Okay, we're up again. Can we keep that now? Oh. Okay, we're a bit up. We're over a second up at one point, so never mind. There we go. Well, it's not brilliant, but it is better. If I want to get into Group B, I'm going to have to do 10 of those. In terms of improvement over the previous time. Okay, a little bit quicker. But quicker we are. Mr. Saint says it all comes down to skills. Mostly, yes. I don't think this game is all about racecraft. I do think there's an element of strategy to it as well, which sometimes gets missed. Lord Night Moon says, Ranky, you get 18 gold. Hey, it's all, you see, it's not free because you have to earn it, but you know, it's all gold. Make the most of it, I say. Anki says, wait, how do you get 50 gold for Group C? I only get 18 or something. So there are two types of time trial. So there is the weekly time trial. So the weekly time trial, Group C, it pays 50. And then there is the time trial competition, which is in the round. And you normally get two of those per new release. And they do pay a little bit less. So a time trial competition, if you were in Group C, would only pay 25 gold. But it does depend which one you're doing. Are you doing the weekly time trial or the time trial competition, of which at the moment there isn't a time trial competition open, and how well you've done. Well, let's see if we can beat this again. I feel like I can. Messed that up already. Yeah, there we go. Quit, off track, start over. It was a bad lap from the very beginning, that. Okay, not many attempts left. We will finish on the weekly time trial. We are only just behind, and at this point the other car was a second up on my previous best time. Oh dear, I'm going off track, Oh, don't think I'm going to set a faster time today, but we are in the 141s. Let's try again. Not brilliant. Struggling. I reckon there's so much time to be knocked off if you could just get it right, which I'm not going to do again. Wow, I've lost it there. I've I've lost it there. Let's try again. Will be the last attempt. So whether we come off or not, we're going to go and do a full lap. Okay. So we are up at the moment, not by much. Being caught all the time as well. Oh. Well, we did set a faster lap, but it wasn't by much. I do think I can at least knock another second off, but not today, unfortunately. There we go. That is the end of the weekly time trial for today. It will be back tomorrow. Okay, so you're saying you're in the same rank. So you're saying you're in Group C, but you're not getting 50 gold? So again, just to confirm, if you go into weekly time trial, and at this page, if you go to the other screen on the right hand side, and where it says global leaderboard to the right, you've got 3 icons. So if you click the icon with the 4 squares, it should tell you there, Group C, top 5%. So I'm intrigued what it says there. Does it say Group C, top 5%? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Yeah, yeah, interesting. So they said they've set a time of 1:43, and I believe my time was around there when I first moved into Group C. Interesting, interesting. Ozil says, "Is that you done for today?" Yes, yes, it will be. We've been racing for 2 hours. We might need to investigate that issue then, and Keith, if that is the case, find out what's going on there. Because as far as I'm aware, everybody got basically paid the same amount. So what I would expect is on this screen, as you can see there, I'm in Group C. It says current rank C, top 5%, and it's marking me as 50. You're saying it's only showing you as 18 gold, which is very interesting. Not sure why that is the case at all. Maybe it is something to do with rank. It's something that I was never aware of, if that is the case. So we'll see if we can have a look at that in the background and report back. Ozil says, who are the people getting 300 a week? Well, they're very good drivers. I can assure you of that. In fact, we have done it in the past. I've not done it in a while because I don't like doing it because they just leave me for dead. But you can, if you wanted to do it, you could do it. You could go into the game and I'm looking at the global leaderboard so I can see who is top. The guys that are normally around top are the F1 GX team. So if you literally clicked on the three dots, you can either watch a replay or do a ghost challenge. So what that means is you can take your car round while they're doing it, and you'll see they'll just leave you for dust. But sometimes what can happen, especially if you watch a replay, is you can see the type of how they get around the course, how they take some of the corners, and you might find you can knock half a second off here, half a second off there, and then all of a sudden set a much better time. So it is something to have a look at if you're struggling on a particular course. Right, there we go. So that is the end of the stream for today. Not too bad in terms of gold. We'll be back tomorrow. It will be the last stream for this week. There won't be one on Friday, but there will be a roller coaster video out coming Friday. I'm looking forward to getting that out. It's a good one. Um, we will be back tomorrow. We will be doing both exclusive series. We'll be doing in season 4, the bane of my life at the moment, the Taycan collection. And obviously, if we've got some, excuse me, durability, we'll do the online multiplayer tournament. I need to get that back up to at least 6 gold. And we'll have another attempt at the weekly time trial. All right, so let's take the game off screen. There we go. Not bad racing. Wasn't brilliant, but it wasn't bad. Uh, Again, quite a bit of fun. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for commenting in the chat. It's always good fun. And thank you for those that have recently subscribed or followed. And obviously, thank you to everyone that has done that during the time that this channel has been live. All right. So, with that being said, I hope whatever is left of your day is a very good one. I hope to see you all tomorrow. But until then, thank you and goodbye.